and welcome back to OJ Coaching, your stop for inspirational and educational content to help you live a disciplined and a successful life. On today's episode, I'm privileged to bring you another interview that would inspire you, and I will especially speak to anyone going through a challenging situation in their lives right now. This interview is dedicated to Mother's Day in North America, and it talks about the story of a woman who has a very inspiring story of resilience, overcoming challenges, and an ardent faith in God. And this woman happens to have been my mother-in-law. She passed away just a little over a year ago, and her children gathered together to commemorate the anniversary of her passing and to give thanks to God. And so I have the wonderful privilege of having some of my husband's siblings with me in the studio today. We're going to be sharing about her life, and you want to get something to just keep you comfortable while you listen to this story. I'm sure you will be blessed. So I'm going to get them to introduce themselves. They're with me in the studio today. And so to my left is...
Hello, I'm Rachel.
My name is Daniel.
Welcome.
And I'm Glean.
Welcome. I'm very happy, and I want to really say thank you very much for honoring the invitation to grant us this interview today. So my first question goes to Brother Daniel. He's my big brother, so I'm going to call him Brother Daniel. And I want you to just give us a little background on Mama. I call her Mama. She's Madam Grace Aidamenbor. Brother Daniel is going to give us a little background on who she was, just to introduce us to this woman whose story we're going to be looking into today.
Yeah, thank you very much. Madam Grace, born as Grace Aidamenbor, was born in Edo State in Ishan West local government area in Nigeria. She came to Ondo State. Ondo State is also in Nigeria with her husband, Mr. Monday Aidamenbor, who happens to be a civil servant as at that time. So they migrated to Ondo State, in the year 1980. She is a she is a tailor. There is what we call seamstress. We call them tailor back then. So that was what she was doing as at that time, and she was a full housewife. And God blessed her with 7 children, 4 boys and 3 girls. So that is mommy for you.
Okay.
As at that time.
Thank you so much for introducing Madam Grace, Mama, to us. Can you tell us a bit more about her life's experiences? I understand that she did lose her husband at a young age. How old was she at that time?
Okay. Yes. Mommy was 38 when she lost her husband. She had this loving husband who also happens to be a very loving father, that took the children as priority, a man of prayer. Our daddy was a Christian before he passed, and so he was able to inculcate that Christian values, into us. But unfortunately, he passed on, at his early 40s. So mommy got married very early. She got married at the age of 20. I think she gave birth to me when she was just 21. And so life was rosy, because the husband was always there for her. But when the husband passed, it became a challenge to her, because she was a full-time housewife taking care of the children. And the last born, that happens to be Rachel, was just a year and 2 months when our daddy passed. So you can imagine, a full-time housewife, getting to take care of 7 children at the same time. We were all in school. As at that time, apart from Rachel, who was just a baby. We were all in school. There were house rents to be paid. There were a lot of things, that needed to be done. So it was difficult for her. And the truth of the matter also was that there was no family around her. She was like a rejected stone as at that time of her life. So it could be shattering, when the husband passed and she has to face the domestic upheaval alone. So it was challenging, very, very, very challenging for her. But God came through for her. She got born again. That is the story. She got born again along the line when she was struggling. She met with Jesus, and that hope resurrected. She was committed to God. She held on to God, and that helped her, even though it was not a smooth sailing journey. But she found comfort, and courage in the church.
Oh, that's nice. So the church played a big role in providing that support.
Yes.
So can you share some of the practical ways in which the church came in to help her carry that burden?
Yeah, I'll allow my siblings to talk, but I quickly want to also say that the church became a pillar for her. Like I said, she got born again when the husband died, and she became committed to the things of God. And because of her commitment, the church encouraged her. At a point, the church had to take care of our rent. We couldn't afford to pay house rent, and so the church came in. They started paying our house rent. The church will also make provisions for us, in terms of scholarship, for our academics and all that. And I remember at a time when she wanted to start a business, she wanted to start a catering business. It was also the church that came through, for her to start such business as at that time.
Okay. Yeah. So in addition to what Brother Dan said, yeah, I could remember then when Mom, when Dad passed, and just like what you said, a lot of people, especially family, they deserted Mom. Like after the funeral, I remember everybody's like, they just to your tent to Israel. Nobody was asking after her, so she was just all alone. And then I remember then, because I think I was like between 10 and 11 years old. And I think one of the women around invited Mom to Jesus Women. And I just want to say,
some kind of fellowship.
Yeah, it's really good for, when you're passing through, when lives happen to you, it's good for you to have a supporting system, that can just help you, because she, as at then, she doesn't have a clue on what she's going to do, as she's going to look after the kids, and where she's going to start from, what business, because just like Brother Dan said, she was a full housewife. The tailoring was just like side business, and she wasn't doing it like full time, just like maybe our clothes. She wasn't doing it like as a business, to be honest. She was just like sew clothes for the kids and the family, and that was it. But now when it was just all done on her, that where is she going to start from? But I want to thank God for Jesus Women. They took her in, and if you know Jesus Women, you know that they are a group of Hillite women at that particular time. And Mom becoming like, she's not all that educated, and English is not all that good, but they took her and they took her like a sister. And I think that's where the zeal to serve God started from. And because that Jesus Women, they are more of it's like more of praying group, and she started from there. And from there, she was able to stand her feet, and she was able to her prayer life changed. And I think that's where Mom started praying for her children, that if that will be the only one thing she can do. And then that was where she started praying. And then from there, she joined the local church, and where the help started coming from. And God used those women, to help her, and help the children as well. And our prayer life changes. We can just be sleeping and all that. You hear Mom praying for herself. Sorry, not for herself, for we the children, not for herself now. She was praying, and she didn't even think about maybe getting remarried, or it never crossed her mind. I think I remember Brother was even telling her that if you want to, get married, we are all okay with it, to remarry. But I think Mom did not, she didn't. All her focus was like she wanted her children, to make it in life, just to, for their life to change, and for them to get the help they need in their education. So because Dad always wanted us to, because before Dad passed, we went to best school. Anybody that knows Akure, that the best school in Akure then, Dad always ensured that we get into those best school, and mommy wanted to keep that. And I can say for sure that we all went to one of the best schools in the city then. So I think that's what she did. Yeah,
that's very inspiring, because considering what things were like then and where things came to before she passed away last year, it shows that her faith was really an overcoming faith. Can you highlight some of the contrasts between what it was and what it became before she passed? Some of the testaments of what God did in response to her faith, to her prayers for her children.
Let me just quickly also chip in this before we allow the baby of the house to say something. As at the time that our daddy passed, we were in our secondary school. We were in secondary school, so mommy's prayer was for us to graduate from and God helped her. I'm trying to compare then and now. Before she passed, all our children graduated from the best schools around the world. When daddy passed, we were living in a rented apartment, and before she passed, she had houses in 3 continents of the world. We have houses in Nigeria, here in America, and even in Europe. So she also traveled all over the world. She was able to visit all her children, before she passed. So God really helped her, and that is why when she died, one of those acronym or mantra that we came up with was she moved from grass to grace and to glory. That is a summary of her story. Why? Because she was resilient. She held on to God even when her faith was broken, when hallelujah was broken. She didn't give up. She didn't give up. I remember when daddy passed, mommy will always organize this praise program once in a year, and she will bring every one of us together wherever you are, across the globe. You always join that prayer meeting where we will praise God and appreciate God for what God has done and for what God is still going to do for us. And it worked for us. We did that for almost 30 years. We did that consistently, and it worked for us. And God really showed up for us.
That's an amazing story. I witnessed some of the results of her success as a mother, being the fact that children are so united. Despite the fact that the family is a big family, 7 children, plus your adopted cousin, everybody seems to just be one. I admire Mama a lot, for the fact that your family is so large, everybody can come together. For example, those once a year annual prayers, whatever you are doing, wherever you are, you need to come and pray and thank God on that day. What do you think, if someone is out there and saying, I desire to be able to have this kind of blessing, what were some of the things that you think your mom did to encourage that sense of unity and togetherness amongst the children? I know, yes, the praying together one, but are there other practical things that others can learn from to encourage? Like, you all support one, and somebody is succeeding, is everybody's success. Someone is going through something, everybody rallies. How did she bring your hearts to function like that?
I think, before my dad passed, I grew up. We grew up to see people in our house. Like, we grew up in a loving family. Like, my dad is this kind of person that loves family. He's a family-oriented man, and so he went along with his family. Like, other cousins, nephew, we are together. You can't even know if we are not, born of the same father, of the same mother. We are all together. It puts us in the same school and all that. And so when dad passed, I think mom took up that. And because we've been living together like that, that love is between us. I think that's what helped us, coupled with the prayer. Because I've heard a lot of family, sibling rival, and people talking, I'm not talking with my father. Like, I don't know about that. Like, it looks strange to me because we're not brought up that way. There's this love this unity among us, like from when we were growing up. So that thing stayed with us, even when mom. And one thing I think mom always, what she always do, even before she passed, she will always call you to ask from your brother, have you heard from this person?
Yeah,
so you know, when you know that mom is going to call you to ask, have you heard? So you will have called the person to say, okay, let me call to find out how this person is faring, you know, because you know your mom is going to ask of you. And so I think that's helped us to stay together, to, you know, to be one. So probably.
And I think I can say something to that. The thing is, one thing I noticed about her, because she did stay with us for a while, was she had this heart that just carried everybody along. Like everybody was important. She cared for everybody alike. She just has this mother's heart. So once a child, whether she gave birth to the child or the child is associated with her, she just extended motherhood to everyone that she could extend motherhood to. And I just want to throw it out there for mothers that yes, a strong faith in God, we are seeing those ingredients. Life can throw curveballs at you, but with a real genuine strong faith in God, a life of prayer, encouraging prayer in your home, and a mother actually developing a heart to be a mother to everyone she can, it helps children to bond together. It helps to foster love in the family and even any environment where you find yourself. Okay, now I'll throw a question to Rachel now. Rachel, this may be a bit personal. What was it like to grow up with just your mom, technically, because you were just a baby when your dad passed? Did you feel that you missed out on anything?
Yeah, I felt that, because when I was growing up, a lot of people used to like say, oh, where is your dad? And in me, I'm always feeling, oh, my dad went on special duty, because due to his profession, he's always like special duty. So I have it in my head, oh, my dad went for special duty until I was wise enough to know, oh, he's not there. But really, I didn't really feel the gap of not having a dad, because my mom, she was always there for me. She provides for me. Even my siblings, they were always there for me. So I didn't really feel the gap of not having a father.
So that speaks to also the tenacity and her strength to make sure that the children were taken care of, and the role of a father. So I think single mothers have the double duty of playing both, the double challenge of playing the father and the mother role, and it can be done well. At least from Mama's testimony, we see that you can succeed. I mean, if life throws you that kind of a situation, it can actually be done, where a child is raised by a single parent and they don't feel the absence.
Can I just say, like, you know, in the society nowadays, especially when you have boys, like she has 4 boys, and people think like, oh, when the dad is not there raising boys, it will be kind of difficult. But I want to say that I have the most loving, cool-headed brothers that you can ever think of, and you will be wondering did they really have father figure in their life? I just want to say I won't I will say she's blessed. She was blessed, and it's with prayer, to be honest. You just pray into existence. She prayed into existence, because you know that, okay, I don't have a husband there to guide these children, and these are boys, because they are the boys in front, and just the girls were coming after. So, and we look up to them. So there was never a day like your child was stubborn or bitter or did this, all those kind of things boys do, all those tantrum boys thing they do. Never. It was, but I just want to say it's God, and is where she put herself, and also maybe before Dad passed as well, what he has inculcated into they see the loving environment before he passed. And anyway, that's why the fact that they went to school, and all those peer group and all that. But I think mom, she tried her best. She stood in the gap as a father. She knows what the fatherly role, and she played those parts very well.
Okay, so it says something to me from there, like, okay, for example, she was widowed, but she sort of bought into the legacy that she and her husband had before he passed, and continued. And I want to say that for every family, God actually has a plan, and the plan that God has for that family does not have to stop because one spouse is no longer there.
Exactly.
If there is a plan that God already said this family is following this plan, then however things turn out, one should label that it continues that way. Her story is really amazing and inspiring. And so before we round up, I have 2 more questions. So what's your fondest memory of your mom, or what are some of your fondest memories? What do you miss the most about her?
Yeah, I think I missed her on the aspect of birthday, because she cherished birthday a lot. So my birthday this year, last year and this year, I couldn't receive a call, or the way she would tell me, oh, Mama, yeah, what do you plan for your birthday now? So, I missed her with that. Then secondly, not like I don't pray, but I'm not really that fervent in prayer. I rely on her prayer every month end, and 1st of the month she always sent me a voice note of prayer and all that. So I miss that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I miss the prayers. Mom is such a person that prays you into a solution. She prays you into a solution when you are having challenges, and you take it to her. She will pray you into a solution. She will pray you into getting solution to that problem. So when Mom passed, personally, I was I felt like, who will stand in the gap now that she's no more here? But I want to thank God for what she has done, the legacy she left behind. And just like Rachel also said, Mom will always call you to ask for everybody, because we were not living together, and she was in Canada, I am in Nigeria. Mom will always call and she will ask after everybody, and for the past 1 year, I've not received such calls. So you just feel that gap, and it's loud.
Yeah, for me, I missed her call as well. Like, just like everyone have said, she will always, not only me, she will call my husband. And I think I missed because, she and my husband, they are like friends. Even if I'm not there, I'm not around to pick my call, she will call my husband to find out about me. And they start gisting, ask about the children and all that. So that she must call every day, no matter what, she will always call. Like sometimes when I see my mom's call, I'm like, oh, this woman, she know the rest. And not only that, she extended to my father-in-law, even that's why the father, the time difference in Nigeria, but she will call them. And I think to today, they still misses her call. And that's one thing about her. She will always call everybody around. And also one thing I want to say again is I miss my mommy's Omugo. Not only Omugo, if she comes to visit you, just know that you are at rest. Mommy will do everything. She will do everything. She will never sit down to say, okay, I want to sit down for you to be serving me. Or she will do everything. I remember when she used to come for Omugo, when we give birth newly, my mom will do everything, even to the compound. She will sweep all the compound. She will clear the grass. She will do everything. She will even still go to church. I remember then, I can't forget that that particular time when the church where it was like uncompleted building. So when rain falls, anybody that knows that say, well, rain falls every day, and then there will be rain. There will be flood in the church. And we always go for Bible study before anybody comes to church. Mom will have gone to the church, sweep out all the water, like you just sweep everything, dry it, and arrange the church. Oh God, everybody misses that about her, and that's what she does. Even when when in the UK, when she came to visit, you see her always at the same. She wants to do, even when she, her strength, she was losing strength because of the sickness one particular time. She will still go her way to do some things. Like I was saying, Mommy, you don't have to do all these things. So I miss that a lot.
Yeah, she's actually to be missed. She was such an amazing woman. And one more thing is, she had a very strong sense of humor. And she could make a whole room to burst into laughter. And just by one statement, she could make everybody start laughing. So our story is really inspiring. Before I give my siblings by proxy, my husband's siblings, before I give them an opportunity to give an encouragement to anyone whose way life has thrown a curveball, I wanted to say that Mama was a woman who had she didn't have much by these world standards in terms of, okay, maybe a lot of education, as at when life threw the problem away, a lot of money, a lot of, big connections, but she had God. She had faith.
Yeah.
She had love. She had a large heart. These are very cogent ingredients for navigating difficult times. Zig Ziglar says, tough times never last, but tough people do. She was tough against life's challenges, and you can be tough against whatever life is throwing at you now. So before we round up, I'll let them give an encouraging word to anyone out there going through a difficult situation and thinking, oh my goodness, how will I ever get through this? If their mom got through it, then I'm sure you can get through it. So let's hear from them.
Yeah, first of all, I would say, do you really know your purpose? Your purpose with God, what God really wants for you? Because with my mom, she really knows her purpose. She knows what she wanted for her children, and she prayed her way out of it. Despite the fact that things were not coming, even with the prayer, things were not coming, but she never gave up. She kept on praying and praying and praying. I remember there was a certain time I was looking for something. I think it was my admission. So she will always call me and say, no worry, God will do am. Then I'm like, oh no, I'm tired. When God won't do am, then she will say, no worry, God will do am. And at the end of the day, it came out easy for me. So you need to align your purpose with God and keep praying and keep the faith going.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to say, no matter what you're going through as a mother or a widow, please don't create enmity between you and God. Don't become an enemy of God. Mommy could have easily said, why did God take away my husband at this time? Why did he do this? And just turn her back to God. She could have done that, and we could have rationalized it and say, yes, why not? God left her, God forsook her. But she didn't do that. She held on to God, and she became a lover of God. In fact, at a point, I asked her, I said, Mom, we will support you if you want to remarry. We will, the old children, I will gather them together and we will support you. And she said, no, I'm married to Jesus. I want to focus on serving Jesus. And she served Jesus, and Jesus came through for her. So hold on to God. Don't let go, even when things are not really falling into shape. But I want to tell you, we've seen it. It has worked for us, and it can work for you too.
Yeah, I will say two things. Number one is love. Our mom loved us equally. I don't think she has favorites. She shared the love equally around us, and I think that's what has held us together, and is still holding us till now because of that love. She's a loving mother. Even when she's passing through, sometimes when you're passing through hardship, you can transfer aggression to your children, and because you think, okay, it is because of them I'm in this situation. There was a time, like where we come from, the pattern is when you lost your husband, they want to take away the children away from you, and she decided, no, I'm going to look after these children. I won't let anybody take away my kids. And because of that, they left her. Okay, do it. Let's see now. Now, okay, Mo, see how you go cope. And they left her to it, and God helped her. And I think that love is keeping us. So I think love is very important. We saw how our mom loved us. And then not only us, even the grandchildren. When the grandchildren started coming, the love, it still showed it onto them. So love is very important. Whichever maybe you have kids and all that, I think you should share that love. Don't transfer. She might be crying. She might go into her closet and cry, and maybe she must have cried as many a times we've seen her when she cried. But when she come back, you see her all smiling. Even when we are drinking gari, we'll drink it with love. She share it with love among us. So that love is very important. And then, just as my siblings have said, prayer. my mom prayed, like she prayed. Like I've never seen any other person pray like her. She will pray, and this prayer is not even for herself. You know, the Bible says, I don't know if it's Bible that says so, but you know, when you let me not say what I don't know, but you know, it's that when you're praying for others, and God takes cares, he takes care of you. So I think that's what she does, and that's what helped her. She was praying for the children. She didn't even think about herself. You know, some people will be like mothers, will be selfish and say me first. She didn't think about herself. All she wanted was her children to be successful, and God did it. So that prayer is very important. She prayed us. She prayed us even when I was in the middle of getting married, and when you bring the suitors the name, mommy will say bring the name, and then she will pray us. She prayed us into our life partners, and you know, prayed us into, just like that brother Dan said, prayed us to walk in for things to work. So she's a praying woman. She really prayed, and then prayed us through to become successful. So I think that's what I will advise everyone. God is a never failing God, and he answers all the prayers. It might take long, but it surely comes to pass.
Thank you all so much. I hope we've been able to encourage you today. Mama indeed did overcome, especially in the aspect of taking care of her children, because as at the time she was passing to glory, even her last born had a master's degree. They had all gone into the university. So I don't know where you are at now. Your story can change. With God, all things are possible, and prayer does change things. And we want to really give a shout out to all mothers out there who are pulling their weight. Motherhood is not easy. Motherhood comes with a lot of challenges, a lot of responsibilities. But with God on your side, you truly can do it. And you can raise children who will arise and call you blessed. And so from us today at OJ Coaching, we say, Happy Mother's Day. God bless you.